Sorry for going down.
May be seated. Welcome to the 2026 Fergus Falls Area Learning Center Commencement Program. Congratulations to the class of 2026. You made it. It is my pleasure to welcome each of you tonight and honor the achievements of these students. They have battled many obstacles to get here. Whether they faced health concerns, personal strife, or being behind in their credits, this group taught me many things about seeing the big picture in life. You persevered and worked hard to get here today. You found your grit. As your story continues, know that the staff is with you the entire way. We will continue to believe in you. We care about your future, and we want you to know, and we want to know how you're doing along the way. So please keep in touch. On a slightly different note, Dexon, as promised, because you made it here tonight, I have officially subscribed to your 10-cent Racing YouTube channel. I told you it'd be worth it to be here tonight. To the teaching and support staff of the ALC, you have given your all. Thank you for your work, for the passion, and for the care you have for the students. Once again, a special congratulations to our graduating class. Job well done. It is now my honor to invite Board of Education Director Kirby Anderson to speak to our graduates.
Thank you, Carrie. I like this because now I can see all of them. I can talk to all of them. I'm talking to all 15 of you right now. Because today is a big day for all 15 of you. A really, really big day. All of your educational efforts, not only this year, but for the past 13 years, have culminated in this graduation. Think about that for a minute. You know, what a concept. Work on a daily basis, 9 months each year for this prize tonight. High school graduations. So congratulations from me on behalf of the Board of Education on realizing that milestone. This is also a good time to not only look back and look ahead. Where do we go from here? Kind of a past, present, and future thing. So think about other milestones in your life and how we utilize our time and energy in the pursuit of life. I like to think of life milestones in that context, past, present, and future. I mean, like really, what are some other milestones that you achieved in your 18 years or so on this planet? Well, first of all, you can say thank you to your parents for bringing you into this world, teaching you to walk, talk, even be potty trained. All of these were milestones in your past that you achieved. And that first day of school, I bet your parents still vividly remember that like it was yesterday. And sometimes we tend to discount our past. Some people like to live for today and the present only without regard for the past or the future. But remember this, each of you are the sum total of your past experiences. All of us in this room are each the sum total of our past experiences as well. So the past does matter. It has defined who we are. But what about the present? Sometimes it seems like we humans build routines to get us through our week and into the weekend, only to start that same routine over again on Monday. But routines can be okay and actually healthy, especially for those of us who maybe need a little structure in our lives to keep us on task as we pursue our long-term goals. I know I do. Speaking of routines, as of tomorrow, your daily routines will be markedly different due to your graduation. Many of you have already set your sights for future milestones, whether it be college, maybe tech school, maybe getting your first full-time job. As you work through each of your present days, your focus should always be on attaining the goals and milestones that you want to realize in your future. Career milestones and also personal milestones like getting married, having a family, or maybe travel, see the world. It's your future. I'm excited for all of you as we move into your futures to follow your dreams and decide what you want to do with your future and go for it. So congratulations on getting here. It took a lot of effort, certainly some support from family, friends, faculty, and others in your circle of life. And I personally have seen many of you in my role here in MapStars. My favorite has been the pie judging contest. And even in Pete Phillips' social studies class, I've seen some of you in there. And I was proud of your enthusiasm and how you interacted. Most of all, I'm just super excited for each of you as you chart your plans for the future. But remember this, I know it's hard to believe, but I walked across the stage here 52 years ago, got my diploma right here in Fergus Falls, and like me, I hope that all of you will always be proud to be an honor. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kirby. In both the hall and the classroom, students and staff would ask tonight's student speaker a question, and the response was always a very positive, heck yeah. Please help me welcome Katie Peterson to the podium.
They say that when you walk across this stage, you're stepping into the real world. But if I'm being honest, the real world hit me a lot harder and a lot sooner than I have ever expected. Standing here today, looking at all of you, I don't see just a sea of caps and gowns. I see the faces of people who have literally carried me when I literally couldn't carry myself. I was involved in a traumatic brain injury about a year ago that caused a stroke. And in an instance, the kid who thought he was too cool to try in school changed. He changed from homework of math worksheets to hours of physical and occupational and speech therapy. I had to relearn how to walk. I had to relearn how to process basic information. When you have to fight that hard just to move your left foot forward, you start to realize how much or how easy it was, or how much time you wasted when things were really easy. I have a confession to make. Before my accident, I was the king of the shortcut. I didn't go to school, I managed it, I cheated it. I bombed tests. I used every single piece of technology in my pocket to find answers. So I didn't have to use the brain inside of my head. I thought I was being smart by doing the bare minimum. I thought I was winning because I was getting by with zero effort. But then everything changed. Before I go any further, I have to say thank you. Thank you to my family. You were my rock when my mind felt like shifting sand. You stayed through the long hospital nights and the even longer days of recovery. And thank you to the staff and teachers. Thank you for your patience and for the accommodations, and for believing that my brain was still in there, even when I was so short myself. And to my friends, thanks for sticking by me. You didn't see a patient, you guys just saw Katie. That meant more than you will ever know. Coming back to school after the injury was a wake-up call. I realized that my old way of doing things, searching for the quick answer, did not work anymore. I didn't have the energy to do things twice. I discovered a secret. That secret I wish I had known freshman year. If you actually listen and comprehend what's being taught and supply your effort the first time, you're done. Once you're done, you're done. There is a massive difference between finishing an assignment and actually learning it. When you give it your all the first time, there's no going back. There's no looking back, and there's only the pride of knowing that you earned your spot there. As Jeff Whitwire stated, the windshield is bigger than the mirror for a reason. What's in front of you is more important than what is behind you. And as we leave here today, I'm not going to tell you all to follow your dreams or to change the world. I'm going to tell you to show up and apply your effort the first time. Don't look for a shortcut, because you never know when you might get washed up. I'm walking across this stage today on my own 2 feet, with the brain that finally I stopped trying to cheat. And I can tell from an experience, the view from the finish line is a lot better when you actually run the race. Congratulations to the class of 2026. We did it. Heck yeah.
Thank you, Cannon. Good job. Now we'll take a moment to celebrate some of this class's accomplishments. Bertha Pajari will present first.
Thank you, Carrie. For those who don't know me, I facilitate the American Indian program at the Fergus Public Schools. I work closely with the Alternative Learning Center. Today I want to share something meaningful in the Native culture. There's a phrase we use, being a good relative. In Dakota, Mayante Owasim, which means all my relations. This doesn't just refer to family. It includes your community, your ancestors, the land, the animals, plants, and even future generations. It reflects the belief that everything is connected. So when we call somebody a good relative, it goes far beyond being kind. It means that they understand and live within that connection. It's about how you carry yourself in relationships to others, with respect, generosity, responsibility, humility, kindness, and patience. With that in mind, I want to recognize a senior who I've gotten the honor to getting to know a little bit better this year. She's authentic, warm, creative, and steady. Through the halls of the ALC, she has been a safe place for others. With gentle nods and a warm smile, she knows people, and she allows them to be seen and valued. She knows who she is, and she stands for what she believes in, just as her father did as a Native American environmental advocate during the Minnesota Highway 55 reroute project. A story I had the privilege of learning about firsthand. Today I'd like to honor her first by her native name, Trineo Inatipi. In recognition of her embodiment of being a good relative, the American Indian Program presents a beaded teepee medallion. Please join me in honoring 2026 graduate, Shariah Joan Shepard, with the Good Relative Award. Now I'd like to turn my attention to another kind of relationship, one that is deeply personable, a spirit guide, also known as a spirit relative. A spirit guide offers direction. It reflects who you are and who you are becoming. It carries traits within you that you're meant to grow into. It teaches through life, through challenges, and through reflection. It protects and guides, not as a label chosen in an instant, but something that reveals itself over time. The one I will reflect on tonight is Makwa. In Anishinaabe tradition, Makwa is a powerful figure, representing self-resilience, stability, courage, and leadership. When the bear hibernates in the winter sleep, we understand it as a period of time for reflection, dreaming, and renewal. The bear returns stronger in the spring. I believe this senior has carried Makwa within her long before she even realized it. She is more powerful than she knows, and witty and driven. She is an advocate for others, and I have seen remarkable growth within her during her time here. Today I present her with a hand-painted drum with Makwa on its face, a reminder to always carry the heartbeat in her spirit guide and stay connected throughout life. It is my honor to announce the Spirit Guide Award for the American Indian Program to 2026 graduate Stephanie Faye Cloud. Congratulations to all of the class of 2026.
Our MAP Stars team represents the ALC very well. MAP stands for Minnesota Association for Alternative Programming, and there is a state competition held in May each year. And I'd like to recognize the seniors that participated and the places that they got. When I read your name, or say your name, just stand up, okay? Stephanie Cloud, second place, Community Service Project. Shariah Shepard, first place, Entrepreneurship. Each year, the Rolo Awards happen to honor students and recognize their character, integrity, honesty, loyalty, trust, friendship, and positive role models at the ALC. Seniors, when I call your name, come forward to receive your certificate. And while you're coming up here, you'll hear what the staff wrote when they nominated you. Parker Carlson. Parker shows up every day, does his work honestly, asks questions, still does the work even if he doesn't want to, and usually has a good attitude when doing it. I've seen him volunteer his time and work, and overall have seen a lot of improvement throughout this trimester. I can't speak for his other classes or academics, but in mine, he seems to be excelling. He helps others with their work, he constantly answers my questions, and is overall a wonderful student to have around. Stephanie Cloud. Stephanie shows us every day what it is to be the very best version of herself. Congratulations. Kaden Peterson. It is an absolute privilege to nominate Caden Peterson for the Rolo Award. In my time knowing him, he has proven to be the most optimistic individual I have ever encountered. He possesses a rare ability to find the silver lining in every challenge, transforming potential setbacks into opportunities for growth. Despite the complexities of living with a traumatic brain injury, his work ethic remains unmatched. He maintains excellent attendance, approaches every task with an unwavering honesty, and consistently gives 100% of his effort. Caden doesn't just complete his work, he elevates the entire environment with his resilience and can-do spirit, serving as a profound reminder that a positive outlook and hard work can overcome any obstacle. Shariah Shepard. Shariah participates in class discussion and turns in her work. Shariah is kind and respectful. She's a visionary and is able to incorporate collective ideas into a masterpiece. Congratulations. At this time, will you please welcome Superintendent Jeff Drake with Failing Forward.
Good evening. Class of 2026, congratulations. Thomas Edison once said, "I've not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." We live in a culture obsessed with the highlight reel. We scroll through social media and see perfect vacations, flawless achievements, and uninterrupted success. But tonight, I want to talk to you about the footage that gets left on the cutting room floor. I want to talk about the concept of failing forward. The truth is this: if you never risk failure, you will never discover your full potential. I speak from deep personal experience. I've accumulated a rather impressive resume of failures over my lifetime, and I'm still adding to it. Take my time as a young pianist. I practiced for months for the spring recital. As required, I had memorized the piece. I walked to the piano, adjusted the bench, and nervously struck the first chord. There was just one little problem. I started my left hand an octave too low. I made it through a couple of measures, but what followed wasn't a beautiful melody. It was an absolute musical train wreck. I finally landed on a combination that sounded decent enough to end the piece and slink back to my chair full of embarrassment. I can't say the experience motivated me to become a concert pianist or even practice harder. It did, however, teach me something valuable about myself. I realized I wasn't taking piano lessons to perform for others. I was doing it for my own personal enjoyment. It gave me the courage to own my choices. I continued taking lessons, but I chose not to participate in future recitals. Then I was off to college. I needed something to fulfill the competitive void left when I decided to no longer play football. So I set a goal to bench press 300 pounds. I trained hard and, dare I say, got myself into pretty good shape, but I fell just short of putting up 300 pounds. Still, the discipline I found in that weight room stayed with me, and weightlifting continues to be my favorite way to exercise. Years later, when I decided to enter school administration, I was well aware that I came from a non-traditional background. I was the runner-up for job openings more times than I care to admit. I finally made peace with it. Rather than trying to read the room and give the perfect answers to meet the expectations of others, I discovered the ultimate freedom, just being myself. If my vision matched theirs, great. If not, that was okay too. Because the right door opens only when you stop pretending to be someone else. In every single one of life's failures and disappointments, each of us has a choice. We can let failure define us, or we can choose to fail forward. For me, the most inspiring examples of failing forward are found in ordinary people who simply refuse to quit. This spring, I was in Spokane, Washington, and heard a commencement speech given by a remarkable young man. He shared that back in 10th grade, he was failing biology. But it wasn't just biology. He was failing 6 additional classes. He was completely checked out. One day, a caring teacher took him aside. He didn't scold him or yell at him. Instead, he looked him in the eye and asked a couple simple, piercing questions. When are you going to start putting the work in? When are you going to start investing in your growth? Those questions didn't fix his grades overnight. He still had to trudge through the mess he had made, but it changed his mindset. He realized that failure wasn't a permanent identity, it was a temporary state. Years later, that same young man, who once had 7 failing grades in high school, was standing on a university stage, wearing a gown, delivering the keynote speech to his peers, and receiving his doctoral quid. The student who once carried 7 failing grades had become a doctor. He had failed forward. Graduates' talent and promise are wonderful, but as you step out into the world beyond these walls, the traits that truly define you and your destiny are grit and determination. When you strike the wrong chord in life, and you will, keep playing. When the weight of your goals feels too heavy and you fall inches short, lift again. When the world tells you not this time, dust yourself off and try again. Do not let fear of failure stop you. Embrace it as proof that you have the courage to test your limits. Finally, some of you are leaving here with honors. Some of you have fought just to cross the stage tonight. Some of you know exactly what comes next, and some of you have no idea. Wherever you find yourself, remember that setbacks are not verdicts, They are simply part of the journey. As Johnny Cash beautifully put it, you build on failure, you use it as a stepping stone, close the door on the past. You don't try to forget the mistakes, but you don't dwell on them. You don't let it have your energy, or any of your time, or any of your space. Class of 2026, go out into the world, dare to dream big, push past your comfort zones, and when life knocks you down, make sure you fail forward. Once again, congratulations. I'm very proud of each of you.
It is a tradition at the ALC graduation for each advisor to speak about the seniors who were in their respective advisory. Ms. Corby is going to start, but before she begins, I'd like to take a moment to publicly thank Ms. Corby for her dedication to the ALC. After many years of service to the district, she's been in other roles as well. Ms. Corby, I congratulate you on your career and wish you only the best in retirement. Thank you for leading us through tonight's tribute to the graduates.
Welcome, family, friends, and ALC graduates. I'm excited that you could join us this evening in celebration of our graduates. It's a tradition that the advisory teachers of the graduates give a short speech about each of their advisees. We have 5 advisory teachers at the ALC, and I am one of those advisory teachers. My name is Nancy Corby, as Ms. Johnson just shared, and I have been teaching at the ALC for 9 years. This year, I have 5 seniors in my advisory group that I will be speaking about. They'll have to Logan Jensen. When Logan started at the ALC at the beginning of his senior year, I knew right away we were dealing with someone who was headstrong and was going to do things his way on his terms. Early on, we had hurdles. Logan is a student who marches to the beat of his own drum. Sometimes that drum was playing a soundtrack for a nap, and sometimes it was a rhythm that made following directions a bit of a creative interpretation. Starting the year with 2 credits behind, Logan had a hill to climb. There were down days when the motivation just wasn't there, and he preferred to catch up on sleep rather than credits. But here's the thing about Logan. When he decides to turn it on, he's a force to be reckoned with. I'll be honest, there were moments we weren't sure how this story would end, but then came the first few weeks of May. Something shifted. He picked up a level of momentum that was honestly awesome to witness. When he finally decided to get his work done on his terms and in his own time, he didn't just crawl across the finish line. He sprinted. He proved that he has the drive to succeed when he chooses to engage. As you leave us to join the workforce, my advice is simple. Take that May momentum with you. You've learned the hard way that getting the work done right away saves you the headache later. You're a man who knows his own mind. Use that headstrong nature to build a career that you're proud of. Congratulations, Logan. You did the work, and you earned this. Jada Fawson. As teachers, we are often asked to stand up here and talk about the students that we've known for years. The ones whose entire high school journeys we've watched unfold. But today, I want to talk about a student who reminded me that you don't need years to have a lasting impression. Sometimes a few weeks is all it takes to see someone's true character. Jada came to the ALC just for trimester 3 of her senior year. By the time she walked through our doors, she had just 11 weeks left of her high school career. She had tried other settings and knew that if she was to graduate, the ALC would be the best option for her. To be the new kid as a senior is incredibly daunting. To do it while battling high anxiety is nothing short of heroic. Because she keeps to herself and only made it to advisory a handful of times, I didn't get the chance to know her as deeply as I wanted to. But here's what I did learn in those 11 weeks. She's an incredibly polite, remarkably grounded, and deeply likable young lady. While she may be super quiet, her presence speaks volumes. In a world that often rewards the loudest voices in the room, there's a profound strength in her quiet determination. She didn't need to make a scene to make an impact. She just put her head down, stayed on track, and did exactly what she needed to do to reach this finish line today. She took all her responsibilities to heart, worked hard for them at home, at the Ashby Living Center, and while earning her diploma. And on the few occasions where she let her guard down, I got to see her smile. It is a super great, genuinely beautiful smile that lights up her entire face and reminds me you are just how personable and warm Jada truly is. You proved that it doesn't matter where you start or how late in the game you change your environment. What matters is how you finish. You faced the anxiety, you navigated the change, and you earned this moment. As you step into this world, remember that your quiet nature is a gift, your resilience is your armor, and that wonderful smile is something the world needs to see more of. We are so incredibly proud of you. Congratulations on your graduation today. Jackson Hubbard. There's a specific kind of energy that some students bring into a building, a mix of absolute certainty, a hint of mischief, and enough confidence to fill an entire stadium. When this young man walked into the ALC at the start of the trimester 3 last year, he didn't just join the class, he made sure we knew he had arrived. From day one, it was clear that Dexon wasn't going to be a sit back and take notes kind of student. He is our resident know-it-all, and I say that with the utmost affection. Whether it is a point of history or a minor detail and lesson, he's ready to debate. He carries himself with poise of someone who has already figured out the secrets to life, and honestly, his outspoken nature has kept us all on our toes. But if you want to see his eyes light up, you don't talk about textbooks, you talk about racing. Most seniors talk about their big dreams, but Dexon is already living his. He didn't just wait for an opportunity. He went out and bought his own race car. He calls his team 10 Cent Racing. Why? Because after he put every penny he had into his first race car, he looked at his bank account and saw exactly 10 cents left. That's his story. That tells you everything you need to know about him. He is all in. He has the drive to be the next big name on the track. Now, let's talk about his racing style in the classroom. Dexon is nothing if not laid back. He approaches a deadline with the same nonchalance he might use for casual Sunday drive. As we hit trimester 3 this year, things got interesting. With only 4 weeks to go, he decided to fall off the bus for a moment. When the rest of us were panicking about the finish line, he was cool, calm, and collected. He's the king of the 4 a.m. comeback, the guy who figures he could pull an all-nighter to bridge the gap between incomplete and graduate in one high-speed burst. Dexon, we've had our moments of, what are you doing these last few weeks? Your focus never wavered from what you love most, racing. The truth is, the qualities that sometimes make a teacher's hair turn gray, that unshakable confidence, the desire to debate the status quo, and the all-or-nothing attitude are the exact qualities that make a world-class driver. In racing, you have to trust your gut, you have to be fearless when the stakes are high, and you have to be willing to put your last 10 cents on yourself. Dexon, as you lead the ALC, I hope you take that 10-cent grit with you, keep the confidence, and follow your dreams. Congratulations. Laura Sagan. Every student's path to this stage is unique. Some paths are a straight line, while others have a few more twists, turns, and uphill climbs. Today I had the honor of speaking about a young woman I had the privilege of knowing for 4 years, since she first walked into the Alternative Learning Center as a freshman, Laura. When Laura first arrived in 9th grade, she was, and remains, one of the most polite and observant students in the room. She isn't someone who needs to be the loudest voice to make an impact. Instead, she brings a quiet, steady presence to the classroom. By the time we hit the spring of 2024, Laura wasn't just passing, she was on track for graduation with room to spare. She had built a foundation that looked like a clear, smooth sail to the finish line. But as many of us know, life and senior year rarely stays predictable. Midway through the first trimester, that infamous senioritis didn't just knock at the door, it moved in. The second trimester was quite honestly the rough patch. There were weeks where the halls felt a little emptier because Laura wasn't in them. Between the struggle of those early morning alarms and the wait to the final stretch, finish line that once seemed so close suddenly felt miles away. What makes today so special isn't that Alara is graduating, it's how she got back here. Trimester 3 has been a battle with will. Despite the sporadic attendance and the hurdles that tried to slow her down, Alara reached a turning point. She looked at the mountain of work in front of her, put her head down, and started climbing. Alara, watching you navigate this last month has been a masterclass in perseverance. You knew exactly what you needed to do, and you're doing the work to make it happen. You have spent the last 4 years learning how to look past your own obstacles and focus on the goal. Use that same focus as you transition into your next chapter. Thank you for being part of our ALC family. We've seen you at your quietest, we've seen you struggle, and today we get to see you at your proudest. You cleared the hurdles, the morning alarms might still be challenging, but the future is wide awake and waiting for you. Congratulations, Laura. Jarena Sampson. Every graduation is special, but there are certain students who remind us exactly why we do what we do at the Alternative Learning Center. Today, I have the honor of speaking about a graduate who joined us just as the leads returning last September and who has since shown us the definition of quiet determination. When Jarena first walked through the doors at the end of September, she was a bit of a mystery. In a classroom often filled with big personalities, she was the quiet, respectful presence in the back. She was the student who didn't need to be loud to be noticed. Her work ethic spoke for herself. However, in advisory, I saw a different side of her. During our team building activities, the quiet student disappeared and a natural leader emerged. Whether she was leading a group or a challenge of being the first to volunteer for an activity, she showed us that leadership isn't about who talks the most. It's about who shows up when the work needs to be done. Now, I'd be lying if I said the road was always a straight line. We all have our distractions, and for her, it was the siren call of online games. There were days when the digital bakery was thriving while the algebra was simmering on the back burner. But then something shifted. As we entered trimester 3, the mountain ahead looked steep. She needed 11.67 credits to reach this stage today. For many, that number would have been a reason to give up. For her, it was a signal to shift into full give up. I watched her transform into a woman on a mission. She became incredibly academically driven, tackling her remaining credits with a refuse-to-lose attitude. Jarena, you have proven that you can lead, you can focus, and you can overcome any deficit when you decide to put your mind to it. Keep that same full-gear energy as you head into the world. Just maybe keep the game tabs closed until the job is done. Congratulations, so very proud of you.
Shariah Shepherd. During our first week in advisory, Shariah participated in the planning process of our banner. Without even being asked, Shariah transformed the collaborative notes taken into an inclusive sketch of our ideas. I was so impressed with Shariah's vision. From the sketch, we were able to participate in a group production of an incredible banner, which was guided by that vision. Every greeting from Shariah includes a sincere smile and kind words, no matter the time of day or the situation, in and out of class. Shariah is consistent in class participation and turning in work. Later, Shariah showed patience and perseverance in leading the pumpkin design and painting. Shariah also shines in the kitchen, helping to create scrumptious pie in the pie baking contest. Although Shariah willingly stepped forward and offered to share and help and lead with great patience, there was no expectation of recognition. Instead, a humble offer to share incredible talents with classmates and instructors.
I have been lucky enough to have Shariah in all 3 trimesters, either in art or in foods. They have been such a calming presence in each class. They're an incredible artist, chef, and role model to these underclassmen. They've been a star in advisory, jumping into any activity and getting others to also participate. I am so glad I have gotten to see them work and grow on their art skills. They're constantly drawing or creating. and they are always willing to jump in for a last-minute art project. They are leading others by example and making the ALC a creative and kind place. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors in college and as an artist.
Paige Logan, Jaden Johansson, and Stephanie Cloud. And here it is. The best of us, the best of all. You guys, the rest of you are very, very close second. Don't take my word for it. Please, afterwards, go to the school, shake any of their hands. They will take just a moment, leave a very deep impact on all of them, but especially Mike, Paige, Jake, and Steph. You know, I've known all year about these speeches, guys, and I'm speechless. And with me, that's a lot. A week ago, it came to me. I'm going to give you your own fill. Okay? A custom senior award that I'm going to give out with your guys' name. All right, for you, you need a little context. About a decade ago, I started making awards that I give out to kids at the end of every year. It's an award that I name after people who have crossed my path and made a very deep impact on me. I match up students with the same character traits with those people with remarkable qualities that I put to those awards. It's my way of showing kids that you should get an award for people with character, values, pride, virtue. That's what you should get an award for, not for what you do. So, that's it. I gotta go with what I know. We're gonna make 3 new awards. The first one will be for Paige Logan. Paige, you should be a movie star, but here's why you can't be. Okay? I cannot put you into a single category. You're never going to be a movie star because here's what the casting director would be faced with. All right, we need a Paige. Here's what we need: a quirky best friend, but also you would have to play the lead. You need to be strong yet extremely fragile. Wardrobe, give me something modern but retro, sunglasses, hats, but she needs to fit in seamlessly because she has heart of gold. She's going to be in the lunchroom and everyone's going to lean on her. She's going to be the leader of the school, but remember, she's going to be quirky. Paige needs to have a sharp tongue, sassy, speaks her mind, almost to a fault, but you need to also make her the sweetest person you'll ever meet. It's okay to make her rough around the edges a little bit, give her a sense of humor, but here's the tricky part. You need to make her complex, vulnerable. People need to see who she really is, but also make her relatable. She'll draw other people in. People are going to have to feel safe around this quirky girl, and they need to feel protected. Oh, also the casting director is going to say, make her super duper smart, but let her only show the street smarts. Okay, that's tough. Oh yeah, this Paige character needs to be loyal, honest, and pure, and this is the toughest one that casting director is going to have to come up with. Have her love fully with no thought of reward. Okay? They can't do it. That's why we're never going to see Paige. And that's why the reward is the Paige. Come on. Did I spell it right? All right, our next award will be for Stephanie Cloud. If I had to define, where is she? I gotta look at you. Steph, if I had to define one thing about you, it would be that smile. I didn't always see it, but boy do I now. You put your entire being into your smile. Not the mouth, not the eyes, they're there. Not the forehead, your entire being lights up. I have a suspicion that your toes dance and light up when you smile. That, however, is unverified at this point. Now, don't get me wrong, this whole smile thing, it can come from, hey, let me see, let me show you an earring. Could be a skirt, could be maybe a word that you learned from, it could be anything. But whatever it is that makes you turn into this 8-year-old girl that just pulls me and has to show me something, you know what? If you think it's about the trinket, if you think it's about what you've learned, I think if you can see that, everybody's missing the point. Here's the real story. I think it's that you found yourself, Steph, and that's what you're showing. That's what you're showing people. You found yourself, and you're really proud of it. And you keep finding more and more every day. And it's been a glorious character arc to watch. It started with milk, and the first day I showed up, someone said, what happened with milk in the cafeteria? It was incredible. And now I have Steph Cloud showing me these wonderful things. And you know what, Steph? I got a front row seat to the whole thing. Thank you. Thank you. Now, in exploring your native roots, Steph, you started opening doors, not only to your ways and who you are, you learned how you're connected and how people are connected and how everything is connected. I teach geography. The absolute hardest thing to teach is the concept of place, Steph. You have to be really wise to understand place. It involves everything. How this is connected, how people work together. You are the concept of place, Stephanie Cloud. I have never seen it like that. You understand a base of what you are and who people are. It started with your native roots and learning about it, but you, Stephanie Cloud, have a base. You, Stephanie Cloud, are the foundation that I will get to show a kid every year how they can learn how to start when I give them the Stephanie Cloud Foundation. All right, now we got you, Jaden. It's a really good thing I love you this much because I am already exhausted. Because you imagine every year, Jaden, this is how it's going to go. Yep, it's not a typo. That's how his parents spelled his first name. I kid. Jaden, I am really going to miss you, buddy. Jaden, you are something special. We have had such a good time together. You have grown so much. You were that little guy who comes in my English class afraid. Comes from out of town, afraid to talk, afraid to do anything. You wouldn't write, you wouldn't talk. The things have changed since then. In time, man, you found your voice. You found your voice, and it is glorious. It started with a connection. You learned how to talk about your grandpa, remember that? And you told a story. And the two of us, I don't think we've stopped talking ever since, maybe. I've laughed harder, I've shared more with you than I think any student, maybe anyone I've ever had. And I thank you for that. We've had fun. I've watched you grow into a leader. More importantly, maybe one of the nicest guys I've ever met. You're kind, altruistic, empathetic, thoughtful. You remember we did English together? I looked all of those up. You also were a fine sidekick as a teaching assistant. I appreciate the fact. How many times did you get taken out in Hammurabi's court? Thank you. It's also too bad that they didn't let us do the shock therapy thing in psychology, but I do appreciate you taking one for the team if we would have. Jaden, I've had one truly pure relationship in my life, and that was with my dog, Boogie. So, and those of you who know me, that was a big deal. Jaden, look at me. I don't know how I can describe how much you mean to me more. This is weird, I guess, now that I think about it. Little Boog. Good night. They did spell.
Quiet, thoughtful, self-reflective, Josie Cart presents a soft persona filled with capable actions. She has grown from a young lady hiding behind the scenes, contributing gently, to being one of our advisory board members, sharing ideas and courageously leading the way. She is always considerate and caring, thinking of her friends and her classmates. Josie has a strength of character that will take her far in this world, and I am excited for her future adventures, including M-State. Specifically, she has guided the painting of our advisory banner. She helped organize the group and the painting for the second year in a row. The banners have been amazing representations of our advisory's vision. She is brightened both my path and that of others. The staff can't wait to see Josie to fully understand how incredible she is. Congratulations, Josie, on reaching this milestone. I am so proud of you. This next young lady shouts loudest when she has a canvas or a blank paper in front of her, which complements her well, as she is very soft-spoken. Sophie Volvatny is highly imaginative and truly talented, and I'm not even talking about her artwork. She is a delightful, gentle soul who shares her time with children through dance and play. She writes insightful stories and poems. Sophie is always ready with a smile to share. Even when reaching for the impossible, Sophie brings joy and kindness with her. I'm especially proud of our banner this year with her representation of our advisory's vision. Sophie reminds us all to keep playing, imagining, and creating. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you. The black dahlia flower is a rare bloom that is added to bouquets for its quiet drama. Who knows? Alexis Wooten makes life exciting, whether in her D&D adventures or in Mapstars or just in class. Her quiet drama is planting flower beds and achieving stars awards. I'm going to miss Alexis and her witty comments, her daring challenges to the D&D master, and her questionable adventure choices. I have watched Alexis mature in so many ways, but I hope she never outgrows her sense of humor or her desire to learn new things. Always take the path that leads to the most adventure and be friends all along the way. I am grateful to have traveled or flown alongside you these past few years. Congratulations on your win. I'm very proud of you. Like a geode, Parker Carlson displays a depth of character hidden by a calm, quiet exterior. He is kind, insightful, and caring. The universal comment about Parker is that he always checks in on people to see if they're okay. Parker is perceptive and observant. He is also very competitive and shows the most energy when he is participating in a sport or an event. Any type of competition, and he's right there up front. Parker always helps our advisory during the Olympics, and his favorite memory is when he helped us win second place, playing bags with his partner Kate in the final showdown. Continue to let the gems inside shine. Congratulations, Parker. I'm proud of you. Most people who look at Caden Peterson would think quiet or true perseverance for all that he's overcome. Heck yeah. When I look at Caden, though, I think delightful, humorous, caring. It has been a pleasure to travel beside Caden on his path. At times, he has made my heart stop. Like when he decided to walk on the narrow side of a 2x4 that was 3 feet in the air during our team building. After, of course, mentioning that he can't fall on his head again. Yeah, heck yeah. Or when he forgot a step in the directions when making kombucha, and it exploded when we opened it. His only comment was, oops. But mostly, Caden has warmed my heart with his insights and his out-of-pocket comments, as one here puts it. I am so proud of Caden with all of his accomplishments and his great attitude. Congratulations, and heck yeah.
Hello, Wyatt. How are you? I'm doing great.
Let's hype him up, Chad. Hype him up, chat. This was a defining moment in my public speaking class. I teach speech, a class that is a subject that's universally feared by students and the public alike. When polls are taken, as to what people are most afraid of, public speaking comes somewhere right above death and right below death by giant spiders. So I spend a lot of time trying to ease the minds of my students. We do exercises, positive and external reinforcement, internal reinforcement, progressive muscle relaxation, training, practice, systemic desensitization techniques, and presentational aids. And this year, I have come to believe that nothing has been more beneficial to my students who are afraid to get up in class than what Wyatt Anderson brought to that class earlier this year. We were giving what's called a monologue of eviction. You get up and you kick something out of your life. It might be a bad habit like procrastination, it might be mosquitoes or snow in April, but it's the first time that they have to get up in front without an net. The first student walks up, and right when they get to the front of the room, they turn around, and I hear Wyatt say, "Hype 'em up, chat!" And the room breaks into applause. Now, if you're old and you don't know what hype 'em up chat means, go talk to your grandkids. But I saw the student in the front of the room visibly relax and smile. And when a student is smiling right before they're about to speak in front of a class, you know things are going right, no matter what happens. It was so successful and such a positive experience that we did it for every student that day, and every student every day after that. When I started a new class this previous trimester, I kept it as a tradition, and I intend to do so for the rest of my teaching career. There's something to be said about a person whose instinct is to be positive and supportive. Someone who, when they see their classmates full of anxiety, says something simple and initiates preemptive applause. After all, why shouldn't we be applauded simply for taking the risk? These students, haven't they taken risks? Haven't you taken risks? At one time or another, our lives are full of risk, and wouldn't it be nice if we went out on a particular limb that someone was there to notice our fear and to cheer us on? Why, you have given a wonderful gift, not just the students who were there, but every student who will ever go through one of my classes. In fact, I've spoken to a number of other teachers, speech teachers, since then, and they all think it's a great idea. And at least 2 of them plan on doing it in the future, so don't ever think that a moment of kindness and support doesn't have a chance to resonate. Beyond that moment, perhaps hundreds of students in the future are going to feel better about speaking because of what you chose to do out of instinct one day last September. It speaks well of who you are and who you will become. Make sure you never lose that part of you. It's more valuable than almost anything else you could have. I'm proud of you. Good work. Now, the next person isn't a student, and I'm going to make this quick, but if I don't, she very well might kill me. Here, on stage, in front of everyone, like a horrible game of werewolf. For nearly 10 years, Nancy Corby has been an exceptional coworker. Have you ever had a coworker who just makes life easier for everyone? Who, when things need to get done, gets them done. Someone who is just overwhelmingly competent. That's Nancy. And now she's retired. For nearly 10 years, I've seen her every day. She is the last person who was here with me in my original ALC staff. Every other teacher has left. Every other administrator and every other support staff has moved on. But Nancy is the last one for me, personally, to lose. And she is a connection to everything wonderful about the ALC. But to make good on my promise on keeping this short, I will not enumerate these wonderful things about her, lest I be injured. If you know Nancy, then you already know these things. Before she tackles me, I'm simply going to say, thank you for being exceptionally good at your job and for making our school better every day. We will miss you. I will miss you. Thank you.
Superintendent Drake, Board of Education, Principal Anderson, families and guests. I certify that those on this stage have met the requirements for Fergus Falls High School graduation. At this time, please award them their diplomas. Wyatt Grant Anderson. Parker Andrew Carlson. Stephanie Faye Cloud. Jada K. Fossen. Dexon Alexander Haybricken. Logan Kyle Johnson. Jaden Christopher Johansson. Josephine Jolene Karch. Paige Elizabeth Loken. Caden Charles Peterson. Alara Ray Sagan. Jarena Chantel Sampson. Shariah Joan Shepherd. Sophie Elise Walbani. Alexis Milo Irene Wooten.
Might take 1 second.
Small receiving line in the back. As they're finishing up and before we send the graduates off, I'd like to personally invite you to the ALC for reception to honor the graduates in our cafeteria. Please join us for refreshments and pictures as a photo booth and a chance for you to be with the graduates. Graduates, before we do the fun part next time, before we do that, I just need to give you one announcement, and that is after our ceremony here and you've done your recessional, can you go to the band room? Because there are going to be individual pictures taken there as well, okay? So bring your hat and your cords and your diploma, okay? Okay. All right. And now I ask the graduates to please stand. Turn those tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Fergus Falls Area Learning Center's graduating class of 2026.
It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. And you had the time of your life. So take photographs and stickers in your mind. And you know the chef will get at anytime. Tattoos and memories and dancing on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. In the end is right. You have the time of your life.
Excuse me. We've talked more than I've
Oh, yes. Probably for like a minute. What I do? That's great. Not driving each other. That's right. You hear me. You listen to me. But they grant this time here for a long time I just took classes. For yourself. Yep. Okay. Just let me know and then you can get it. Oh yeah, that's right. All right, Rod, let's go. You're my ride. Yes. It's for now. Like that is
Plus, he gave us all those new books.
Yes. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah. Oh, yeah? That's good. Am I? Yeah.
I know, I put
They don't understand it. Nice one.
That's fun. It's so awesome. He made it.
You're not wonderful.
I just think that is so cool.
And then she's like,
Do you want me to take Chris? I didn't even see the birds until you went.
Oh my gosh, yes, you got bit by an animal the last time I saw you, and now you're
yeah.
She's fine, everything's fine. Did you bring it? Yeah, she had to get baby shots. I'm like, you need highly reflective.
Oh, she is?
Yes. Like, you need highly reflective gear.
So once or twice a year we have to call her in. Geometry. So find the tangent. I have She's good at that. Yeah.
We're going to go heavy artillery.
You guys, she said she will say hi to her, and then I can go.
Thank you, Mr. Scharnberg.
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy celebrating with the kids. Oh, I forgot to stop this. We're they're listening to us,
Oh, nice.
whoever they are.
Yeah.